Hey everyone, it's Mrs. Piro. Today we're going to draw a picture of a hammerhead shark and the baby hammerhead shark. I also found a picture of a researcher online who was studying hammerhead sharks, and they were diving and taking photos. And so this photo that I looked at was actually a photo by someone named Paul Spielvogel, and I found it online. Okay, so we're going to use a Sharpie marker to draw with and a few coloring things. You can use crayons, markers, colored pencils, whatever you have on hand. In this picture, I used these items, but you can certainly use whatever is handy for you. I'm going to put these aside. We're going to lay out our photos, our picture, and our example. You can gather your materials and pause the video, and then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing that we need to think about here is our placement, because we are using more than one image on the picture. So here I've got one, my main large character is the hammerhead shark, the adult shark, and then you can see size-wise this was my baby shark. So it's positioned a little bit lower and we're looking at it from the top down. When I go to the top left of my picture and go to the center and come down, this is where I am when I believe this is about center of my picture. And that helps me to start my picture because I need to know where to put the first lines. Okay, so we're gonna go here, down, center. This is the center of our shark. All right, I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually going to start with this big fin, and this is the most dramatic fin on any shark. We're going to go up and down, put that on there, and then we're going to come here and we're going to bring it a little bit forward, and we're going to start working on this eye. So I'm going to draw a eye. This will be a circle shape, and we're going to do a little bit of a cartoon highlight look on our eye and fill in this dark part. Again, pause the video whenever you need to. Now I'm going to do this area around the eye. So we're going to be, it's kind of like a backwards letter C, kind of going around the eye like that, leaving some space around it. Okay, then I'm going to bring that down a little bit more. Now this kind of goes up and over. So the forehead area is a little bit rounded, up and over. And then in real life, we can't really see the second eye at the same time from this view, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little mark there. So I did a letter C, try to make it about the same size as this one. And I'm just gonna kind of put a little darkness here to kind of indicate that there's an eye there. Okay, now we're gonna bring it in and down a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this line over and have it touch. And so you can see that this touches right here, and then we're going to have some more line down here because there's a change of color. We're going to put the belly as a white. All right, now down here, let's do the underbelly of our shark. And I'm going to go down and up. And don't worry about if you come down too far, because you can fit your baby shark in wherever you need to. So if it gets too short down here, I'll just move them over to the side, and that's no problem. Okay, so now I'm going to do the rest of this white line here, because I think it helps me to lay out the rest of the picture. Ooh, I had my marker fail here. Let's try it again. Notice how that comes to a point on the belly. Now I'm going to do this line for the body, start here, and we're going to come back, and we're going to draw these two lines together to create this area where the body comes a little bit closer and then the tail fin is. The tail fin on the hammerhead is taller on the top and shorter on the bottom. So I'm going to make this one a taller, pointier one, and then I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. All right, now one thing that's going to help us see the hammerhead as it is, we'll do this really weird upside down mouth. It's like a rainbow line. It's like an upside down smile or a rainbow line. Okay, and then we'll go up and down again, a little shorter. And we'll just draw some triangles for the teeth, top and bottom. And the gills where it breathes here. Okay, now there's two fins here. These are like the arms. It's called the pectoral fins. So I'm thinking right about there. I like to finger draw and air draw a little bit before I put marks on my paper because I'm drawing directly with my Sharpie marker, and that way I can practice by air drawing before I put the mark down. All right, now I need to show this white versus the gray, and we've got that happening here, but up here around the eye, we're just gonna kind of outline up and over the mouth area. All right, we do have another fin or two to draw, one here, one here. These are smaller fins on the shark's back and on his lower abdomen area. And then that shark is done. Okay, now we're gonna draw baby shark. So cute. So pick an area down here, whatever area works. I'm gonna start with his eye. Do an oval, give it another little circle, leave that one white, fill this one in black. I'm going to draw almost all the way around. I'm going to leave just a little bit of it open there. Maybe just a little mark or something. All right, now curved line across for the front of his head. Half of an oval here. Bring this in a little bit. Maybe a little indicator that there's an eye over there. Okay, now this is kind of like an upside down ice cream cone. Look at that. It's like almost a V shape, but it doesn't come together. So let's go curving back and make that. And then just like the adult shark, tail is longer on the top, shorter on the bottom. It's going to have arm fins or pectoral fins. It's gonna have the dorsal fin, which is the big top fin on the back. And I did have that little line there. If you're drawing with pencil, you could erase that line, but I'm just gonna ignore it. It doesn't bother me. And then these smaller fins here. There is another fin that you can't see on the other side of the shark's body here, but we're gonna ignore that one because we can't see them both at the same time. All right, there we have an adult shark and a baby shark. Now, if you want to, you may go ahead and draw things, the rest of the items in this picture. Over here, I tried to make this person look really small because it's a researcher and he wants to stay back from the actual animal in the ocean for safety reasons and also not to bother it too much, I think. I'm gonna draw some little plant life down here, some seaweed, maybe a rock or two. Okay, the photo of the actual shark I saw in the wild, it was really just on a sandy bottom, but it did have other interesting fish swimming near it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a few extra fish in my picture just for interest. You can add any kind of ocean creatures you want. If you're really into drawing ocean creatures, you could draw a whole abundance of animals. You know, you could draw an eel or a turtle or a jellyfish or a ray. Manta ray would be cool. Some kind of ray. And this is all underwater. Okay, and then my last thing that I did up here, I just drew directly with my gray marker, and I didn't put any outline because I wanted it to look like it was somewhat faded and far away. So I did that for a reason. At this time, you can just go ahead and sign your picture. I like to sign my picture every year and put the date on it so that if I pull this out in a few years, I know when I did it. This is kind of fun to know. On this one, you can see the colors that I chose and how we did this. Drew this little man down here, but you don't need to draw that if you don't want to. So you're just going to want to pause the video and look at the colors and draw your extra things and pull out your coloring supplies, whatever it is that you want to use to color your picture. You can use colored pencils or markers or whatever, and just have a great time. All right, I hope you enjoyed drawing with me today. Bye-bye.